Hey everybody, I'm Teacher Lucas, and today's PD is about parent communication with Teacher Brandon. So this is going to be about some of the different ways that you can have effective parent communication using ClassDojo. So in this PD, we're going to cover a bit of philosophy on how to handle the classroom, some classroom management systems that you can implement, an introduction to ClassDojo and how you can use it to communicate with parents, some ClassDojo routines that you can use during class, how to have effective parent communication, and how to put that effective communication into the communication books.
So I'm following Howard Glasner's nurtured heart approach, where research has shown that students react much better to positive reinforcement rather than negative. And so I've been just following that system. I reward behavior. If one kid is misbehaving, instead of calling him out and showing light on misbehavior, I'll look at the person next to him and reward their behavior. So you can correct negative behavior by rewarding someone else's positive behavior. Just always focusing on positive behavior, giving points, moving pegs up, giving stars, rather than threatening, writing X's on the board, erasing people's names. And I found that my class runs very smoothly, doing everything positive. You don't have to yell, and you don't have to get angry, and you don't have to give negative punishments to get the kids interested and behaving properly. So everyone has a clothespin, a peg, that's at the bottom of a 4-step chart. It says, way to go, good job, awesome, you're great, from bottom to top. If I see good behavior, I'll reward it by telling them to put their peg up. Once their peg is on the top of the chart, they get a sticker that goes in their communication book, and then their peg can go back to the bottom of the chart. So they can work their way up, and it's a continuing way to get points.
Thank you, Bob. How many you got?
I then count those stickers at the end of the week and give those as ClassDojo points. One of the most common questions I would get as a beginning teacher from parents is, what did my child learn today? Students would go home at the end of the week and the parents ask them, well, what did you learn today? And as a 4-year-old and 5-year-old, the most common response is, I don't know. And parents don't like that. They want their kids to know what they're learning. And so ClassDojo, I call it Facebook for school. They get daily updates, weekly updates, pictures, commentary. They get to see the reward system. And so if I'm a parent, I can go on ClassDojo.com and see photos of things that happened in my student's classroom that day. So I know that my child learned shapes. There's pictures of her reviewing shapes. I know they made physical shapes with Realia because there's pictures of her making a cube. I know the song that they sang about shapes because there's a YouTube link and a picture accompanied in ClassDojo. And I know the learning target for that day. So I can review it with my student at home, and I don't have to rely on them telling me what they learned because I can see what they've learned.
Who's that?
So I do have a system every Friday when I reward the points. Before we do points, we look at our pictures. And everyone actually is sitting down, looking at the screen, at ClassDojo on the big screen. And if you see your picture, you stand up. So we scroll through the week's pictures, and kids are standing up. And almost every kid will stand up because they see their picture. The few that are left sitting down, maybe 3 or 4, oh, I missed them. I didn't get a picture of them this week. And I take a picture of them that day or the following day. So every year I start my ClassDojo photo with a picture of me and the teachers, introducing our names, what we intend to do for the class, and it's usually followed by a classroom photo, a photo of everyone. This we had to dress up as Toy Story 2 or Toy Story 4 figures, and so we had everyone that come in the classroom and take a nice class photo. Usually the next step will be introductions. That's usually what you teach your first week, and that's what you can see in my ClassDojo. And if you go into any of my other years in ClassDojo, like I said, it looks about the same. A picture of the teachers, then a picture of the whole class, and then a picture of classroom introductions. Taking out our Sounds Great. Using the Sounds Great CD, I'll say what unit we're using and how you can practice at home. This was a speaking and listening game. What is your name? My name is. So we're still doing introductions. And this is all the first week of school. outside, having fun, doing races, sounds great cards. And this is interesting. This girl in the middle, Yutong, I told the parents the first week of school to write something that interests their kid, and I would put that in the lesson. And this parent said she really likes Paw Patrol. And so I looked up Paw Patrol, found some pictures, and then I took all the phonics words and put them scattered around a Paw Patrol PPT. And so we would do the what can you see, I see ya, and you can see how happy she is. And as the parent, I wrote in the book, my kid's like this, and then I look on the screen and I can see them learning about what I suggested that she likes to learn through. So using the ClassDojo in the classroom, I'll first start by letting each student see what rules I can give points for and how those rules can change their monster. Every student is assigned a little icon monster that can actually be upgraded with points. So it gives them a reason to want the points, it gives them a reason to be interested in behaving well, and I also show them the parent feedback section so they know that their parents can also see their points. So using it in class, that's what I do first, set up the rules and point reward system, and then I just let them get accustomed to hearing the sound. When you give a point for ClassDojo, you'll hear a sound, and when all the students hear that sound, they react in a positive way. They'll switch their chair to sitting right, they'll close their mouths, they'll look at teacher. And so you do have to get ready for parent communication because they can message you and they will message you. And so parent messaging is a thing. They'll ask questions, they want to know, but it's a good way because they don't need to ask my Chinese teacher. They can go straight to me and I can give them a direct answer and that's it. Well, I always use the Hamburger feedback technique. You have the positive comment followed by what you'd like to see changed, followed by another positive comment. That has always worked well for me, here in Taiwan at least. I'm always positive, then something that needs work, and then positive. And really keeping away from words like, misbehaved or instead of needs to work on, could get better at. Just your wording. Don't have any negative wording in it. Positive. Common complaints I've heard throughout the years is that bridges, the vocabulary is too few, the sentence structures are too few, but I find it as a base to work from. It's up to us to expand on that. So this is the community and community helpers. Well, we're doing the playground unit. The playground is part of the community. Well, what else is in the community? Who works at these community places? So you can use that from bridges and build up from that. Yoga, practicing yoga, and there's a YouTube link accompanied where they can practice yoga at home. Anything I want to put for the communication book, I can put it here. Basic writing, hand strengthening skills. And here's Professor Goofball creating his rocket. So I got the paper to make the rocket ship in class, and we watched Professor Goofball, and this ties into this is a BGL video. Giving us an activity. I use the activity in class, and then I share what we've done with the parents, and then give the YouTube link below. This is a really good feature that I use for ClassDojo. We send home 6 little readers, and when you send the little reader home, the students are expected to read it at home. So what I've done is I've made a YouTube link of me reading the book slowly, and then give them directions in Chinese of how to do it. First, they need to listen to the teacher and follow along with their finger. Second, they repeat after the teacher. Third, they read with the teacher. And then fourth, they read on their own. If they can't do that, repeat the process again. And I've gotten a lot of positive feedback on sending home the little reader YouTube links.
All right, I think that's probably a wrap.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sounds okay?
Yeah, that's awesome.
That was not recording the whole time.
That was so sad.
I'm just joking with you.